Good morning and welcome to Peace Out, where we are all learning together to peace out. That just kind of makes sense, doesn't it? I hope you're having a good weekend. I hope it started off great. I hope you had a good week. We're ready for the last week of February and we're marching straight into March, right? Getting ready for the spring. Trees are budding, but don't let that fool you. There will be some more cold weather. It's never that easy, right? Anyway, I do hope you're having a great weekend. I've just had a wonderful morning already. Just all kinds of crazy stuff going on here in my world, and it's a good thing. Before I get too far into my start, the book of the month, the book of the week is First John Study Guide. It'll take you through the chapters of First John and let you. I've written all through this one because I used it to make videos on YouTube when we did a Bible study. We used this and did a Bible study in Zoom. Maybe we'll think about doing that again. I don't know. Well, I'm thinking about it though. We'll see. But this First John never gets old. So this little study guide will take you through, and it's not going to give you anything too doctrinal. It'll just be helping you think and work through and processing what God's saying and what this powerful book teaches us about God's love and serving Him. Right. So it's a study guide, right? It's not a let me tell you what to think guide. It's got open-ended questions that hopefully just make you think. That's what I loved doing when I was a teacher in school too, was making the kids think. They just wanted me to give them the right answer, and I just wanted them to think, right? Anyway, so it'll help you think and work through it and glean more out of that powerful epistle written by John. So, lots going on. This morning, I got up and was studying. I don't even know how many pages of notes I got, but I got stuck right here in this one scripture. I was actually looking for scriptures that it says in Psalms, I will trust God. And I got a list of about 10 already, and I didn't even finish going through what the resource I was looking at for just that phrase, I will trust God. I will trust Him. I will trust God. And so I got stuck, though, in Psalm 18. See, I think we don't have so much problem with trusting God as we do with the wait, right? We know what He said. We know He says He loves us, but we have those waiting times where we don't feel it. We know He said He's going to provide for us, but that wait between when I don't have it and I'm waiting to have it, right? Or He's promised us something, given us maybe a vision or a promise or something. And this is what my notes were about this morning, just writing them all out of the people who waited for God and those who didn't wait as well for God, right? And I am guilty. Because it's the wait that gets us. It's not the trusting Him. Because we'll always come back to trusting Him, right? I know even with my circumstances and my life over the last couple of decades, I'm like, I can be so frustrated because I know God is right there and I know He's got the answer. I know He's promised this and I know He's promised that, but I don't see it. And it can be frustrating. And I've even said, and I'm just going to tell you all everything right now, right? But I've even said, I'm just not even going to pray anymore. Why am I even praying? Right? And then the next thing I know, something happens and I'm like, okay, God, I really need help. Give me your wisdom. And it's like, oh, I don't have anywhere else to run because I made a choice a long time ago to not run to anybody, any place, anything, any person, anything but God. And so I continue just giving Him my concerns, giving Him my requests, giving Him my anxieties, even when I don't want to because I'm frustrated with my circumstances, right? It's that wait that gets us, the in-between part that gets us, right? And so I was thinking about that. I was thinking about David and how he was anointed as king way back while he was in his father's house. He even killed a giant in between and still spent years running from Saul before he saw what God promised come to pass. But Psalm 18 is right after. Saul has finished chasing him. Saul's done, and he has been delivered. It says that Psalm 18 was written, a psalm of David, the servant of God, who spoke to the Lord the words of this song on the day the Lord delivered him from the hand of his enemies and from the hand of Saul. So the wait is over. Saul is gone. David is king. And listen to what David says in just these first 3 verses of Psalm 18. I will love you, O Lord, my strength. He started with a declaration. Well, it was done. I will love you, O God, my strength. That's a powerful declaration right there, because he's saying, I'm going to love you. And he's also saying, God is my strength. I did not do this on my own, David. David never said he did it on his own, right? That he says, the Lord is my rock, my fortress, my deliverer, my God. He is praising God, right? It's that simple, actually. It's actually that simple. He's my God, my strength. Again, he said that twice now. In whom I will trust. There's another distinct declaration. I will trust, right? And then he goes back. My shield, my horn, my salvation, my stronghold. Another declaration. I will call on the Lord, who is worthy to be praised. So shall I be saved from my enemies. And so this is a powerful psalm. If you have, almost pulled it over. If you have, it's live. If you have time to go read Psalm 18 today, it's a powerful psalm just of the warrior who just won, and he knows God gave him the battle, right? But he's got 3 declarations here. I will love you, I will trust, I will call on you. And he says, so I will be saved from my enemies. You see, we don't have a physical person chasing us. I hope you don't, right? We don't have a Saul trying to make sure we don't ascend to the throne that God has promised. We don't have, anything like that. But we do have enemies chasing us. There's always fear, doubt. Those things battle against us. There's always something battling against our soul, trying to get us to give up our trust in God, trying to get us to do it in our own flesh rather than trusting in God, trying to get us past this or past that, or just trying to distract us from the promises that God has made. We have a lot of enemies, but they're not people, right? We don't fight against flesh and blood, Paul told the Corinthians. Our warfare is not against flesh and blood. I think he mentioned that in Ephesians too, maybe. But we fight against principalities, powers. We fight about the doubt. We fight against the doubts in our own mind. And we're not always doubting God. We doubt our ability to trust him sometimes. We doubt our ability to hold on till the answer comes sometimes, right? Or maybe I'm just talking about me. Maybe this isn't you. So if this isn't you, just share this with somebody else who needs it, right? And tell them, hey, this is for you, right? This is for me, though, because I battle that, can I trust God through this? Is God going to come through this time? I know he did 10 years ago. I know he did 5 years ago. I know he did some other time, but has he got me right now? Because this hurts, or this pain is so deep, or I'm so confused, or I'm so overwhelmed. We live in an overwhelmed culture. So much information. It's a wonderful time to live because of the information, and I can stream anything I want to watch on TV any time of day and night, any preacher, any movie. I can find whatever I want online, and AI is growing and learning and building vast amounts of intelligence, stored intelligence, that it can go get information. It's a wonderful time to live. But we're on overwhelm. Is God still good for that? Because I'm on overwhelm, right? All the time, right? But God's still good for that. So our fight isn't as much to trust him as it is in that weight, as it is in our enemies are doubt or fear, misunderstanding, maybe a lack of faith sometimes, a lack of trusting our faith sometimes. But we still trust God. And that means we still have faith. And we're just like David. See, David had run. He had hidden in a cave. He had feared for his life. He had I don't know how many years he even ran. I can look that up because information's available, right? And so, but he ran for years from Saul. He had a physical enemy. And sometimes, our enemies are not physical. They're harder to see. They're harder to discern. But they're real. They're real, without flesh and bones, that doubt, that fear, that anxiety. And so we've always got to come back to these declarations that he made in these first 3 verses right here. I will love you, God. I will trust you. I will call on you. Let's see. I will love you. I will trust you. I will call on the Lord, who is worthy to be praised. That's how I'm saved from my enemies. So today I encourage you to remind yourself to love God above all. That's all we're called to do, because that makes everything else all line up in our lives anyway, no matter how it goes, right? But love God, to trust him and call on him. He didn't go anywhere. Our overwhelm doesn't scare him away. Our anxieties don't make him go, well, you settle down and then we'll talk. No, he's got us. He's always got us so we can love him, we can trust him, and we can call on him because we need our enemies to be defeated today because we need to walk in peace. That's the only way. We've got to let that peace, what does it say? Let his enemies be scattered. Let God arise and his enemies be scattered. So I could say, let peace arise and let all its enemies be scattered. That's fear, doubt, all those things. Put all those things in an envelope, send them back, right? And let his peace arise in our hearts today. That's why I know God's got the battle, and that's why I can peace out. So peace out. Have a great day, and I will see you Monday morning, bright and early.